Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on FNaF. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a little bit of FNaF news, and then I'm going to be getting into my predictions for what we may be getting on the FNaF anniversary, which is August 8th. I cannot believe the FNaF anniversary is already around the corner. FNaF is turning 8 years old on August 8th, which is crazy. But I really want to make it clear that I'm going to be talking about my predictions for what we may be getting on August 8th. This is not anything concrete. This is just me theorizing. But yeah, before that, let's get into the first piece of FNaF news. So Youtooz recently announced and released their Gold Chrome Freddy Youtooz, and I think it looks awesome. It is not Golden Freddy, it's actually just a Chrome version of the original Freddy.
Hello, this is me editing the video. This Youtooz sold out from the time where I was filming this video to the time where I'm editing it. So I'm sorry, you can't pre-order it, but you can look at it if you want online. Sorry.
Next is Youtooz teasing a Vanny mug. It looks like it's Vanny's head, but in mug form, so that's going to be really interesting to see how that turns out. They already have a coming soon page for it on their website, so if you want to check that out, the link will be in the description. And lastly, Youtooz released this TikTok showing off their new Foxy plush. If you watch my previous videos, you'll know that they already made a Bonnie and Chica version of this plush, and it looks like they're going to go through all of the core animatronics, so I don't know when these are going to be released, but stay tuned for that. I think it looks really cool. I think there's a lot of cool details on it, so I'm looking forward to its release. Next up, we have the full title, cover, and description of the fourth Tales from the Pizzaplex book revealed, and it is called Submechanophobia, which is basically the fear of man-made things being underwater. Like, for instance, if someone made a shark and named it Felix, and it was like an animatronic and it was submerged underwater and it was like swimming around, it would be the fear of that. The cover looks pretty creepy. There's like this Voldemort looking thing inside of like a submerged person in a suit, and then there's like a dragon with eyeballs with no pupils, and it's just, what is this series? What is going on? The description says, have you ever experienced a gut feeling that told you something was wrong? Caden senses the underwater animatronics in Freddy's Fantasy Water Park have a mind of their own. Robbie knows deep down that the minds of the members of the Fazbear fan club have been taken over by something. And Abe can't shake the feeling that the animatronic assistants in his Fazplex Tower apartment are hiding things from him. But in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's, when something feels wrong, it's often too late to do anything about it. So contrary to what I believed, we may be actually going outside of the Pizzaplex for these books. I don't know if it's going to be solving any major lore points for Five Nights at Freddy's security breach anytime soon, but I wanted to show you this really cool Reddit post from 2 years ago from KSGRDeli17, and they said, what if Scott Cawthon made a story about submechanophobia? I'm just curious, but imagine if Scott Cawthon wrote a book in the FNaF series or created a game heavily inspired by submechanophobia. I think Old Man Consequences would fit right in. I think it'd be really cool to read a book / play a game including that. Thoughts? So this person 2 years ago predicted that this book would be coming out right down to the title. So props to this person for predicting it 2 years ago on the FNaF Reddit. Maybe Scott Cawthon saw this post and took inspiration from this person. Who knows? It only has 10 upvotes, but you never know. Submechanophobia is slated to be released December 27th, 2022, so we got a while to wait for this one, but it maybe will be worth it. Who knows? Next up, only a day or two after my last video about the fanverse, Nixon took to Twitter and released some little teasers for his new The Joy of Creation Ignited Collection game. He released a little video of a very basic level generation test where it shows like different maps generated in different forms every single time. He showed a little texture test on Freddy's arm, and he also showed an old video where he tested the idea of adding a real-time simulated wires to the models of his characters. The graphics on his games have always been incredible, so I'm not really surprised by any of this, but it looks like The Joy of Creation is still in early development because, you know, he was trapped in his contract like I talked about in the last video. So I look forward to seeing a lot more stuff in the future from him and about the Joy of Creation Ignited collection. Next up, we got an announcement from Emil Mako regarding Five Nights at Candy's, and he teased Five Nights at Candy's fur. He went to Twitter and said Five Nights at Candy's fur is a thing, an expanded game based on Candy's adventure from Five Nights at Candy's 3 with beloved characters and much more. Don't ask me when it will release. And then there's a little logo that says like FNaF World, but not really. He also released this little teaser on YouTube. If you want to go check it out, the link will be in the description. I highly recommend it. And yeah, that's all the FNaF news. Let's get into my predictions for what we may be getting on the FNaF anniversary. First up is things regarding the FNaF movie. So obviously the FNaF movie has been in the works for over 7 years now, which is crazy to say out loud, honestly. But recently we've been getting more updates than ever from Jason Blum, the creator of Blumhouse Studios, which is making the FNaF movie. On January 15th of this year, Jason Blum replied to someone asking how the movie was coming, and he said, "It really is still coming, I promise, guys." This would be the start of Jason Blum constantly reminding us that it's still coming on Twitter. And if you remember back in March at South by Southwest, Jason Blum was being interviewed and he said we are dangerously close to getting more FNaF news, but that was back in March. And then again on July 7th, Jason Blum tweeted that the FNaF movie is on the top of their minds at Blumhouse Studios, once again reassuring us that it's still coming. So yeah, we've been getting a lot of reassurance from Jason Blum himself. No word from Scott Cawthon himself. The last time we heard from Scott Cawthon was November of 2020, I believe, when he said that they would be filming in spring of 2021, which never happened. We don't know why that didn't happen, but it could have been anything. It could have been the pandemic, could have been script writing problems, could have been disagreements with Scott and the company, who knows. The one big question mark for this is that I don't know if Jason Blum and Blumhouse is aware that the FNaF anniversary is on August 8th. They might not be that tuned in with FNaF. I think we'd have a better chance of Scott Cawthon posting on Reddit about the FNaF movie than Jason Blum tweeting about it on the FNaF anniversary. So maybe we'll get a proper update on the FNaF movie from someone on August 8th, but I don't think that is the highest possibility. I would say that getting FNaF movie news is the least likely one to happen on my list today, but once again, these are just my predictions based on what has yet to release for FNaF. Next up is the FNaF Security Breach DLC, Ruin. So people noticed that Steelwool was working on the new DLC back in March under the codename Chowda, and we really didn't know what that meant. Steelwool then released the Chica Chowda teaser on March 26th on Dawko's charity stream, and we still didn't really know what it meant. We understand it meant chowder, but what does that have to do with the DLC? We don't know. And then on May 30th, we got the announcement teaser for the DLC, which was the Ruin one. In that teaser, it said it was free DLC, and it said it's coming out 2023. But it's almost been exactly 2 months since that teaser was released, so I really wouldn't be surprised if we got another teaser for the DLC. I get this question all the time. I think there is a 0% chance we are getting a trailer for this DLC anytime soon, especially on the FNaF anniversary. I think they are way too early in development for that, and they don't want to make the same mistake they made with Security Breach by marketing it too early. If anything, I think we get a teaser the same style as the Ruin teaser, and at most we'd maybe get a development screenshot from the actual game, but I doubt it. I do think Steelwool is going to do something for the FNaF anniversary, at least maybe just a picture of saying happy birthday to FNaF. I think they've done that in years past. At most, maybe a little teaser for the new DLC, but I think that one is maybe likely. If I had to put money on it, I would put my money on that they're going to release a teaser for the new DLC on the FNaF anniversary, but that's just my prediction. Don't take that as anything concrete. Next up is FNaF fan games. I think it's totally possible we get something for FNaF Plus on the FNaF anniversary. FNaF Plus seems to be the furthest along in development compared to all the other fan games, and I know we got a very revealing development showcase on June 5th on the FNaF Plus Twitter of like the office and the cameras, but I think it may be possible that we'll get like a short gameplay clip like featuring the animatronics in action with one of the jump scares, or even a new trailer, or something in the style of like the FNaF Plus short film we got last year, but obviously probably not that long. The next most likely one I think is Pop Goes Evergreen. I think it's entirely possible that we may get a Pop Goes Evergreen trailer on the anniversary. If you watched my Fanverse video, you'll know that we recently got a 360 look at the office for Pop Goes Evergreen, and it looks incredible. We've yet to have a solid trailer for Pop Goes Evergreen, so I think that will be really good to get people hyped for this game. And if not a trailer, I think we'll probably get some gameplay screenshots or more teasers. Five Nights at Candy's 4 is an interesting one. Emil Mako has been very quiet about Five Nights at Candy's 4, and I think that may be a good thing. I wouldn't be surprised if we got some teasers for the upcoming game, some model reveals, or anything like that. We haven't really heard anything about Five Nights at Candy's 4 in a long time, so I would be really happy to see some things, and I hope they plan on releasing things on the anniversary, but there's no pressure. These are just my predictions. And lastly is the Joy of Creation Ignited Collection. I don't think we'll get anything for the Joy of Creation because that game is obviously in early development because of the contract. But yeah, those are my predictions for what may be coming out on August 8th, the FNaF anniversary. 8 years of this game. It is just crazy. I cannot believe it's been that long. I feel so old, and I cannot wait to celebrate it with you in a big way on this channel. Announcement coming soon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.